Hey everyone, ZeroJD here with the XBlade Fans channel. I'm going to show you a game I'm very excited for, Warhammer Vermintide 2. I enjoyed the first one, and this is of course the second one, and it essentially improves on every single thing from the first game. When you first start up, you either can do the prologue, which I would suggest you do because it has an achievement attached to it, and it kind of teaches you about stuff because there are some new things. One of the things mainly being that your characters have special abilities, which I do not remember being the first one. I did put a chunk of time into this. I have about 3 or 4 hours into this one right now. We're going to skip the intro. Just for everyone to know, I'm very much favoring the Witch Hunter. I've actually unlocked his second class. That's right, the classes now have subclasses, and I'll show that to you in 1 second. At the beginning and end of every mission, you end up at the Tal's Horn Keep, and that's where you open up loot chests. I've seen no actual place to buy the loot chests so far. They are usually earned from missions and stuff like that, and I'll show you that in a bit. So this is actually where you pick your class. As you can see, there are a whole bunch of different classes, and they have their own passive abilities and perks and all that kind of stuff. Like for the Witch Hunter, his tagged enemies, which is the right bumper, marks an enemy and they take additional damage. Animosity, when you hit the left bumper after building the skill up enough, you push people back and everyone gets higher crit chance. When the perks are being light attacks don't cost your block and all that kind of stuff. I picked this guy mainly because he looks cool as hell, but his locked and loaded career skill is a huge awesome shot. He has more ammo and his reload speed's bigger. I do use the pistols only. I don't know if that goes into reload speed. So this is the starting area. Here is where you change classes and all that kind of stuff. And let's go around. It's like the old tavern. People have their own places where they sleep, but the main juice or fun is here. The nice part about this is there is no actual blacksmith you can go to anymore. It's actually just all up in here for crafting. You have salvage. Everything has been very simplified. There's salvage, craft items. There's properties, reroll properties, traits. You can upgrade goodies. Illusions are essentially, I believe, skins, and then the dust is what you kind of use for stuff. Cosmetics, just what they look like. A new thing they have is talents, and every 5 levels you get a new talent point, and you can freely switch them. And of course, I'm using the one that gives me attack speed because why not? And of course, you got your equipment, all that fun stuff. Your main weapon, your ranged weapon, your necklace, charms, and trinkets. So what is another fun thing that I really like here is you get rewarded non-stop for doing stuff. So you go to challenges. It's like, hey, complete Act 2, 3, so on and so forth. Complete Skittergate, all that kind of stuff. Let's not look at that because that's minor spoilers. So you go through here like, hey, I've equipped a rare item, so I'm going to get more items. One of the funny things that happened was I got a chest for finishing a quest. It was a common item. Inside of it, I equipped it, and then I got inside that chest. It was a gray chest that gave me a green item that opened up this one, and then a few chests later it got like this. There is no holds on how much loot they give you. It's a great feeling of constant upgrading, constant getting more goodies. But this is my biggest complaint about this game is this. That is a very boring loot opening animation, if you ask me. So of course you can go through here and you'd be like, hey, I want to open everything up, and hey, this is like, oh, hey, this is here, and this is all the stuff that's on it. So on the far left, you can say illusion, so that will look a certain way. As long as at least that's how I'm kind of interpreting it. So I got some new pistols, so let's go over here. So right now these are equipped, so these are 81. So the new pistol I have is not better. But I like the pistols mainly because I can stand here or hold my ground. Of course, as my secondary special ability, bam. And you can see down there, left bumper, I can now do that. So that is really fun. So the challenges are here when you want to go to start a mission. You can do quick play, which will try to, from what I've seen so far, try to set you up where you are in the campaign. When I was doing the first act, it continually tried to put me with people that were at the same point that I was at. I did have some issues where it was like, hey, change your character to kind of match up with him. I was like, no, thank you. Heroic deeds or essential modifiers, like, hey, if you complete it with one of these on, you get extra goodies. These are usually in chests. Custom games, essentially, hey, I'm going to pick where I want to go. So let's just do the first mission, and we will go. And we got to just kind of wait. Quickly talk about the achievements. They're not too terrible. It's mostly finish Act 1, finish Act 2, get certain guy to a certain level, stuff like that. Nothing crazy. So far, the step has been fairly fast. When if you join a game and there's not enough people, it fills in with bots. Bots are fairly competent. A little pro tip: you can go down here and play with potions if you want to know what they do exactly. Move, come on. Strength speaks for itself. Speed, when you take it, like watch my, and then I'm gonna drink this. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. Yeah, when you have the speed on, you're just essentially a machine gun. If we can't find a match now, let's just go ahead and let's just go into whatever quick play. Quick play actually. Actually, let's check that out. For those worrying about replayability, you can pick difficulties, and it's kind of sealed off until you get to a certain point. I'm going to stick with recruit because I want to kind of finish everything. So this is going to search for a lobby. It might like prompt me to switch characters, but we won't do the whole mission because on the whole, they seem longer than the other ones. But that's not a bad thing because actually it's very interesting and kind of fun stuffs. This is actually the last one of the first act. Some of the stuff has really good names, and the developers for this game very much must love Warhammer because there is so much detail in this game, down to like the skull on your sword, or the detail in your guns, or the clothes you're wearing in that universe. It's very engaging and very fun to play. The banter between characters is kind of fun. I haven't really heard any repeats, but I have been playing for about 3 hours, so I think it would have been kind of cool if they had added a new character, but I understand why they didn't, and they actually just expanded on the subclasses, because if you make a new character, you have all this other new stuff to work on. There's some story in the beginning of the game where, like, hey, the tutorial is actually you escaping from being captured and busting out, and be like, hey, the Chaos Forces have joined up with the Skaven, or Skeven, whatever you want to call them, and it's bad. But so that means there's a lot more variety to look at and stuff like that. So I'm over here for some reason, and it looks like on the left there that only the dwarf here is a bot. Usually if you're playing with bots, they go out of their way to give you goodies and stuff like that. So this might actually be right near the boss. Voice acting's fun, and I'm actually going to be a little overpowered here. So this guy is a special Skaven. He actually has armor, so it's best to deal with him by doing heavy attacks, which pierce armor, having something that can pierce armor, or most ranged weapons will work on him. And that's why I like this character. This guy also has a gunshot that actually does not use anything at all. So we're gonna kind of clear the path over here. As you can see, the upper left, when impressive stuff happens, it kind of highlights your fun part. But I can't iterate enough how much I love this. If you played the first one, the UI is going to be looking essentially fairly familiar. Bottom right, it shows my build up for my skill gauge. Right on the D-pad, potion, up, bombs, left, healing potions. Bottom is my health. And at the left, it shows everyone else in the party and all that kind of stuff. As you see that in the middle where it's I hear that thunk, that means armored, so you can go boom. So that was the special skill of that dwarf, I believe, and it just makes him invisible. Scattered throughout the levels are often loot dice and tomes, which the tomes, I believe, reduce your health, But at the end of the level, it says, hey, you've done this well, so your basic clearing the level chest gets upgraded, and there'll be better goodies in it. And I've gotten all the way up to a blue before. And of course, it's a like the Left 4 Dead kind of thing of, hey, it's, hey, there's going to be like these different creatures who do different stuff. Like this guy here is a big boy, so we're just gonna end this real quick and not really worry about that. There's these giant creatures. There's your hunter equivalent. There's the smoker, which will grab someone, drag them away. There's a rattling gun that shoots machine guns at you. There's a guy who just throws poison. There's a person who casts spells. It's a lot of stuff to keep you on your toes and kind of look for unique rats. And there's also unique chaos guys, one of which kind of sneaks up and sucks your soul out, which is pretty awesome. So we're gonna keep moving on here, but this has been the game. I know from the higher difficulties from the beta, it can get pretty crazy. Even here without the higher difficulties, I have seen some crazy stuff happen. I'm not sure exactly what power level does with how strong you are. I don't think it's like Destiny, but as you see there, like, oh man, speak of the devil, rattling gun. So that's my guard. Left trigger. If I press right trigger, it'll give a little pushy push. As you can see, I can block stuff. But I'm enjoying the heck out of this game. Oh, so there's also if I want right bumper, I can highlight items to be like, hey, come and pick this up. Because a lot of people like to collect the bombs and save them for the final wave, or the rat ogre, which is essentially a tank from Left 4 Dead. I'm so happy we got this kind of game, especially with the which I'm essentially sure it's a curse for the 40K games, which is the Space Marine stuff, where they usually never come out for us, or they are super broken. So last time I played this level, a chaos spawn showed up in here, and it looks like, oh, here's a perfect thing. So the NPC actually saved them for me. So keep going. The different weapons actually have different properties. This is a good fast weapon. The guy here with the plume on his head usually has two-handed big weapons. Dwarf I've seen with like two-handed weapons. So like a lot of good crowd control. Like Left 4 Dead, there'll be moments where you're just swarmed by dudes. Like that is my super ability, and I think the abilities add a lot. It's a lot of fun. There's been a lot of times where the ability of the first guy I got saved my ass. But it's very much, oh, whoa, hey. Fire doesn't hurt you if you've thrown it or if someone else throws it, so there's no trolling, which is really nice. But let's keep going a little bit longer. I don't want to keep you too long, but like, oh, there's a guy right there. Like for these guys, if you shoot them in the back, they explode wonderfully in a super sexy manner. So drink this potion, pick up this other one. But I think we're actually semi-close to the end of this level, and I don't want to really spoil it for you. It's also a fairly long boss battle. He's actually at the end of this right here. I've had these little weird micro stutters in areas like this where all of this on show. I am playing on an X. Other than that, though, with like there can be like so many rats on screen, and there won't be stutters or anything like that. It's like tiny itty bitty little micro stutters that are the only reason I'm guessing I notice them is because I play a lot of video games. So I'm gonna highlight these. But this is Warhammer Vermintide 2. I'm enjoying the hell out of it. It's got the classic like blue, green, epic loot kind of stuff. The subclasses thing add a lot, as I feel. But thank you so much for joining me. I'm gonna go finish up this level. Maybe I'll make some more videos with just showing off the rest, but let's give a little peek of this boss, and then I will say goodbye. Man, what a terrible party. Where is he? Should be around here somewhere. Oh, no. Alright, cool. Where'd he go? There is these weird moments of you having to kind of wait till everyone kind of gets in the right area. Oh, there it is. There he is. Alright, everyone. I don't want to spoil anymore. I'm ZeroJD. This is the XBLA Fans channel. Have a nice day. Thank you so much for watching.